Admiral Kesthara's 3 hearts were beating in dangerous synchronization as she stared at the tactical display aboard the Federation flagship Harmony's Light. The Zephyrian Armada, once the pride of the peaceful galactic coalition, was being systematically obliterated by the Void Reapers, a machine intelligence that had awakened from the galactic core with only one apparent directive: consume everything. "Admiral," reported Communications Officer They Len, his normally melodious voice strained with exhaustion, "we've lost another 17 ships in the Kepler sector. The Reapers are adapting to our defensive patterns faster than we can develop new ones." Around the command bridge, representatives from 12 different species watched their civilizations dying in real time. The gentle Altarians, masters of diplomacy and art. The wise Centaurians, whose philosophers had guided galactic ethics for millennia. The industrious Corva, who had built the great trade networks that connected thousands of worlds. All of them were pacifist species. All of them had evolved past the need for warfare centuries or millennia ago. All of them were now facing extinction at the hands of an enemy that viewed their peaceful nature as nothing more than an exploitable weakness. "Status report on Allied forces?" Admiral Kesthara asked, though she dreaded the answer. "The hegemony pulled their remaining fleets back to their core worlds 3 cycles ago," reported Tactical Coordinator Vex Moore. "The Crystalline Collective has gone dark. We believe their homeworld has been harvested." The neural network species achieved transcendence rather than face the Reapers. In other words, Kesthara said grimly, they chose mass suicide over fighting. The bridge fell silent, except for the steady pulse of warning signals as more sectors fell to the advancing machine tide. Science advisor Melnara stepped forward, her bioluminescent patches flickering with nervous energy. "Admiral, there is one possibility we haven't explored. At this point, I'm willing to consider anything. The quarantine database contains records of a species that was classified as too dangerous for general contact. They were discovered approximately 50 standard years ago and immediately placed under galactic prohibition after the initial survey team reported them as, and I quote, weaponized evolution incarnate." Admiral Kesthara's sensory tendrils curled with interest, despite her despair. "Go on." "They call themselves humans. Their planet was designated as a Class X death world and marked as off-limits to all civilized species. The survey team's report stated that contact with them could pose an existential threat to galactic peace." Communications Officer Thielen looked up from his station. "Ma'am, with respect, how could one primitive species pose a threat to galactic civilization?" Melnara activated her personal display, showing a series of disturbing images and data streams. According to the survey, they are the product of a planet that spent millions of years trying to kill them. They evolved not through cooperation and harmony like our species, but through something called survival of the fittest. They are natural-born predators who turned warfare into an art form. The assembled diplomats and officers exchanged uncomfortable glances. Most of their species had evolved past predation before developing space travel. The survey team observed them conducting what they called military exercises, organized simulations of mass violence involving thousands of individuals. They have developed over 47,000 different ways to kill other living beings, and they study the logistics of destruction the way we study poetry. Admiral Kesthara felt a chill run through her exoskeleton. "And you're suggesting we contact these monsters?" Admiral Melnara said quietly, "Our current options are extinction or them." The bridge was silent for a long moment, broken only by another proximity alarm as the Void Reapers destroyed another colony world. "Do we even know if they've developed interstellar capability?" asked Vex Moore. "Unknown. The quarantine has been absolute. But the initial survey noted they had nuclear weapons and seemed to be progressing rapidly towards spaceflight." Admiral Kesthara closed her 3 eyes and made the most desperate decision of her long career. Send a quantum transmission to Earth. Maximum emergency broadcast on all frequencies. Ma'am, Daylen protested. The Galactic Council specifically prohibited any contact with. The Galactic Council is dead, Kesthara snapped. Half their homeworlds have been turned into raw materials by the Reapers. Open the channel. Daylen's hands shook as he configured the communications array for long-range transmission to the Forbidden Sector. Channel open, Admiral. Kesthara took a deep breath and spoke into the void. This is Admiral Kesthara of the Galactic Federation, to the species known as humans on the planet Earth. We are facing extinction at the hands of an enemy we cannot defeat. Our civilizations are dying. If you can hear this transmission, if you have developed the capability for interstellar travel, we need your help. Coordinates and enemy specifications are attached to this message. She paused, then added, We know you are classified as dangerous to galactic peace. We're hoping that's exactly what we need right now. The transmission ended, and the bridge waited in tense silence. 6 hours later, Daylen's equipment registered an incoming signal from the Earth system. Admiral, he said, his voice filled with something between hope and terror. We're receiving a response. The view screen flickered to life, revealing a human in what appeared to be a military uniform. The being looked remarkably similar to several peaceful species, except for the eyes. There was something predatory in them that made every instinct scream warnings. Galactic Federation, the human said in accented but understandable standard. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Space Command. We received your distress call. Admiral Kesthara leaned forward. You have space capability? Oh, we've had that for a while. Admiral Chen replied, with what the translation matrix identified as a smile and expression that somehow managed to be both reassuring and terrifying. We've actually been watching your situation develop. Your Void Reapers killed approximately 2.3 billion sapient beings in the last month. You've been watching? Melnara gasped. Why didn't you intervene? Well, Admiral Chen said, her smile becoming decidedly predatory. Your people classified us as too dangerous for contact. Remember? We respected that. But since you're asking for help now, she leaned forward, and every being on the bridge felt their survival instincts activate. We're on our way. ETA, to your position, 72 hours. And Admiral Kesthara? We've been planning for something like this since we first saw what was out here. Your Void Reapers are about to learn why Earth was classified as a death world. The transmission ended, leaving the bridge in stunned silence. Admiral, whispered Daylen, did we just invite the devil to save us from hell? Admiral Kesthara stared at the tactical display, showing the advancing Reaper fleet, then at the distant coordinates of Earth. Probably, she said, but right now, I'll take the devil we don't know over the extinction we do.